Hey there. Let's talk about your retirement account and how you can take total control of it through a method called self directing. Well, contrary to popular belief, retirement funds can actually be used for more than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. You can invest in virtually anything that you imagine, and in reality, there are very few limitations to where you can take your retirement. The only real restrictions are on collectibles like art, jewelry, or cars, life insurance, and shares in S corporations. Anything else that you think is a proper investment is fair game. And I've even heard of people using their retirement accounts to buy horses and run a stud operation. And that's where a self directed retirement account comes into play. This means that you are in charge of the investments. No longer does your account need to sit at a brokerage house like Fidelity or Vanguard. With a self directed retirement account, you move your funds away from these custodians and into one that allows you to have total control of the investments that you choose. Now, there is just one small drawback. If your IRA or 401k is still with your current employer, the plan needs to allow for what's called an in service rollover so that you can distribute the money outside the plan and take full control. If your employer's plan does not allow for an in service rollover, then unfortunately, self directing while you're at that company is not possible. But before we get started investing, we need to be aware of a few things. At Walter Main, we like to think of our retirement account like it's another person. And what I mean by this is that you and your retirement are separate people. So you cannot gain any direct benefit from the actions of your retirement account, and your retirement account cannot gain any direct benefit from your actions. So, what does that actually mean? Well, that means that unfortunately, you can't buy a vacation house. You can't even buy a normal house and rent it from your retirement plan. Because your retirement account cannot benefit from you, you can't actively contribute to an investment that your retirement makes. And this means that you cannot actively manage any deal held by your account. If you invest in a fix and flip property, you can't even swing a hammer. For multifamily property, you cannot be actively involved. All income needs to be earned passively. Additionally, any expenses incurred must come directly from the account, not yourself. That would be considered an extension of credit, which is not allowed. Instead, income and expenses flow directly through your retirement account and cannot be touched by you. All action stays inside the account. And finally, we need to discuss the concept of a disqualified person. We just learned about the first one. It's you. But before we jump into who else is included, let's talk about this concept and what it means. A disqualified person is someone that your retirement account cannot do business with. This means things like buying a rental property and renting it to them, or buying an Airbnb property and letting them stay there even if it's for free. You can't buy a property and then sell it to them. You can't even be invested in a deal that they're working on or investing in. Unfortunately, none of this is allowed. I know this all sounds pretty harsh, but I've got a great workaround that I'll get to in a bit. But first, let's find out who counts as a disqualified person. Unfortunately, linear ascendants, such as your parents and grandparents, are out of the question. Linear descendants, such as your children or grandchildren, are also not allowed. Unfortunately, spouses at any level are disallowed too. Luckily, though, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles are perfectly fine. Cousins, nieces, and nephews are all perfectly fine as well. All right, now to the good part. So, how can we get around this? Well, you remember how at the beginning of the video I said that you need to think of your retirement account like it's another person? Well, the same concept applies for any of your disqualified people. Your spouse is a disqualified person, but their IRA or 401k isn't. And same with anybody else on the list that we just covered. This means that you can both invest in the same deal so long as everyone involved is in it with their retirement funds. You can even pool your retirement funds together in a holding company. And that's what my family and I have been doing to maximize our investing potential. That means that if the minimum investment in an opportunity is $50,000, you could pool your accounts together in one entity and each only have to contribute 25,000 to become eligible. Now there's a lot of creative ways to use this, so just remember, always keep your retirement funds with retirement funds and never mix in present day cash. And that's it for our intro. Check out the next video on account options to see what kind of self-directed accounts there are and which you're eligible to use.